All right, everyone. We might circle back to Dr. Dean Akinwuntan if he is able to join us. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm Michaela O'Brien, Manager of Alumni Relations. I'm so glad you all could join us tonight. It is great to see so many faces. And as you know, we have a wide range of guests with alumni, students, faculty, and staff. But before I introduce our speakers, I wanted to announce that we are already in the process of recording this event tonight. And also, I'll just give you a few quick Zoom details because I know we always forget them and are not always confident in our Zoom abilities. You should already be muted at this time, and we just ask you to stay muted as they're presenting. But if you have a question at the end, please feel free to speak up, or if LesLee suggests otherwise, or Dr. Taylor suggests otherwise, please feel free to do that as well. And then we also encourage you all to participate in the chat. You can practice using that feature by saying hello now. So to get the evening starting tonight, I would like to introduce Dr. LesLee Taylor. Oh, I'm sorry, I heard someone join. I just want to make sure it's not the dean. It is. So switch that. I'm going to go ahead and get started by introducing the dean. Dean Abiodun Akinwuntan became the 6th dean of the School of Health Professions at the University of Kansas Medical Center, Kansas City in January 2016. He previously served as the Associate Dean of Research for Allied Health Sciences at Augusta University in Augusta, Georgia, where he was professor of physical therapy, ophthalmology, and neurology. Dean Akinwuntan received his bachelor's degree from the College of Medicine, University of Lagos in 1994, a master's degree and doctoral degree in neurological rehabilitation from a Catholic university in Belgium in 2000 and 2004, respectively, a postgraduate certificate in teaching and learning in higher education from the University of East London, England in 2005, and a master's degree in public health in 2012. A master's degree also in business administration in 2015 from Augusta University. Dean Akinwuntan is a world-leading authority on the use of virtual reality technologies to improve daily living activities in neurologically impaired persons. He's collaborated extensively on funded grants totaling more than $15 million and authored more than 110 peer-reviewed publications and abstracts, including 8 book chapters. Dean Akinwuntan is a recipient of the prestigious United States Fulbright Scholarship to Nigeria in 2013 and a Fulbright Specialist Award to Iceland in 2016. He is the editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Medical Rehabilitation and academic editor of the PLOS1 Journal, section editor of the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Journal, and associate editor of Frontiers of Aging Neuroscience Journal. He is a member of Nomination and Elections Committee and the chair of Research, Discovery, and Innovation Committee of the Association of Schools Advancing the Health Professions. Dr. Akinwuntan is the treasurer of the Midwest Deans Group and is also a member of the 2018 ASAHP Leadership Development Program and became a fellow of the Association of Schools Advancing Health Professions in October 2020. And I can't believe he found the time with all of that to be here tonight. So Dean Akinwuntan, please go ahead and get us started.
Wow, thank you, Michaela. I'm sure when you didn't see me at 5 o'clock, you were wondering, has he forgotten again?
Not at all.
Oh.
I knew you'd be here.
Yes, and for all, I think I have to cut my bio really short so it can stop wasting people's time. And for a good update, my wife has banned me from adding any other academic degree. So I promise you it won't be longer next time. Well, I see some names that I know here very well. Larry, how are you doing? You know, I see so many names here. That's good. It's a pleasure for me to be speaking with you all this evening. It's certainly a thing of joy for us that the athletics training program is now housed in the School of Health Professions and in what arguably is our strongest department, which is physical therapy and rehabilitation science. Well, it all started by just one discussion. And I really, before I go on, would like to say a big thank you to the School of Education at the University of Kansas in Lawrence. Rick Ginsberg, the dean of the school, and I have been very good friends, and the relationship was actually made stronger by this program. The chair of the program when it was at Lawrence, can you remind me his name again, LesLee or Emma Dawson? Don? His name, the
Dr. Weir, Joseph Weir.
Joseph Ware. I mean, we enjoyed very good relationships with them. And of course, Don was a faculty in Lawrence at the time. And so the transition was really very helpful because of the collaboration of all the individuals who I have mentioned. Has always been a touch point with athletics training. And oh, by the way, so the first game, Larry, I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. The first game I watched the Jayhawks lose at the Allen Fieldhouse was the game to which you gave me tickets. That's why I've not asked you for another set of tickets, because I probably don't want to watch the Jayhawks lose again. So, but no, I was just kidding. But thank you for that. As the Dean of the School of Health Professions, I really again want to say welcome to being alums of our school. Our school has witnessed tremendous progress since its inception. I inherited a good school in 2016, and I had no other choice than to continue to make it better than it was when I got it. And in the last 5 years, we have witnessed significant progress and development of the school. I remembered when we started, I think we used to be about 85 faculty. Today, I think we have about 110 faculty. In the last 5 years, the School of Health Professions has been the only school at the medical campus that has continued to increase student recruitment. I think, if I'm not wrong, we're 625 students in total in the school as of 2016. We are at 735. And with I'm telling you all of this because the boarding of the athletics program can only help us be better. When we look at faculty number, we've been able to recruit at least, I think, 3 faculty and 1 staff person. And that's Dr. LesLee Taylor, Dr. Emerson. And we can only get bigger. So when I gave you the faculty number, the inclusion of the athletics training program into our school will only make that number bigger. When you look at the number of students, we will continue to be the school that continues to increase in student size. And we are excited that the athletics training program is now one of our programs. And the only way we have been able to accomplish what we have done is because all hands have been on deck. Although I am the dean of the school, I call myself the biggest cheerleader of the school. As you can see, all I do is occupy a relatively big office, but there's nothing on my table because I do nothing but provide support for all the hardworking faculty and staff. If the school is doing very well, it's because the leadership of the school, the faculty and the staff are doing a phenomenal job. And of course, it makes my job easier because all I need to do then is look for support for them. And that support, I guarantee you, for the athletics training program. We are really very proud of the program, and I know that we will be celebrating significant accomplishments within a short time. And as alums of the program, you can be rest assured that your program is now in a school that fully appreciates, value, and respect the addition of the program to the school's program, and you will hear nothing else but full support for the program. We are really very excited and lucky to have been able to hire the person of Dr. LesLee Taylor, who has the unique distinction of being our first virtual recruit. Just when the pandemic started, she was the first virtual recruit. She was the first person to start virtually, and she was the one who made us believe that you can actually hire someone so good virtually and can continue to do great jobs virtually. Since we hired Dr. LesLee Taylor, I think we may have gone on to hire 15 other people. So she has a lot of people right behind her following in her footsteps, but she's done a great job getting the program started. And Dr. Emerson, in spite of the situation she was in, time has always remained a steadfast support for the program. She was really the real bridge and the link between Lawrence and the KUMC Center. And we're happy to welcome Dr. Taylor. I still cannot believe he gave up living in Charleston to come to Kansas, but we're happy to have you and thank you for coming. And we also want to thank the staff person. Sorry, what?
Allison.
Allison, sorry. Allison, sorry. Yeah, Allison Michelle, yes, Michael. So welcome. And thank you for all that you do. We made a lot of promises when the program was starting, including the office spaces, including the lab spaces, including the class spaces. And Dr. LesLee Taylor will tell you, we are doing everything in our capacity to keep those promises going. And so we're happy to welcome the faculty into a new office space in the All Major, and all the facilities that the physical therapy and rehabilitation science programs were enjoying is now being made available to the athletics training students. And, you know, I just cannot wait to see all the good things start coming. We're still figuring out Dr. Emerson's lab space, and I can assure you that will also be taken care of. With that, I really don't want to take more time out of the program, but I just want to say a big thank you for attending this program, a big welcome to the School of Health Professions. One of the things we're very proud of is we have built a system where we operate as one big family. So basically, all I would say is welcome to the big family, and you have nothing but our admiration and our pledge to continue for your program. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you tonight. Thanks, Dr. Taylor, for all the good work that you have done. And thank you, everyone, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. I'll just hang around for a short while in case you have any questions.
Awesome, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Dean Akinwuntan? We can take them before he heads out for the evening. You can put them in the chat now. I'll give it just a few moments.
Sorry, while you're thinking of the question, I don't know. I just have this crazy admiration and love for children. So when I see children, Allison, what's the name of your daughter?
This is Lily.
Hey, Lily, how are you?
And then we got Mike over here.
Oh, Mike, how are you, sir? You doing okay?
He's
Hey, Don.
So he's good. And some corn on the cob.
Good. Don, where's my friend?
And Mommy.
I left him downstairs because he was being super loud.
Oh my goodness! Please bring him next time. Bring CJ next time. We love children. Thank you. So Larry, any question for me?
No questions right now. I'll keep you
I
posted.
don't think so.
Go on, Larry.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just happy that we finally reached the point where we made this transition. There was a time where I was concerned that it wasn't going to happen and that we were all going to rely on K-State for all the athletic trainers in the state of Kansas. So I am happy.
Well, thank you, Larry. Thank you really for your support, because I remember very clearly those really challenging times. But I've come to believe strongly in what will be, will be. At that time, it really looked bleak, like it was never going to happen. But your unit pulled the trigger, and all of a sudden, everybody was interested again. But I think things work for the better. I think it was at the right time. It came at the right time. We got it going. Better late than never. Yeah, we had our challenges, but I'm glad we are here today. Thank you very much for your support, Larry.
Thank you, Dean Akinwuntan. At this point, I'm going to turn the conversation over to Dr. Taylor so she can go ahead and get started with all the exciting information.
Great. Thank you so much, Michaela. As everybody else, we're thrilled to be here, and many of you on this call I've had an opportunity to meet. There are some of you that I haven't, but really just, and Michaela, you can go to the next slide if you want to. A big thank you to each of you for your history with the program and all the support that you have given and that hopefully you will continue to give. I know we've had a couple big asks of people even just since the pandemic started and getting our program started, and so all of your support has meant a lot. Next slide. So these are just some things we're going to go over, but we can go on to the next slide. So I just wanted you to see kind of where we're positioned. And so, my undergraduate degree is from KU, and that's where I got my athletic training start. And so, for me, it's really great to be able to come back and continue the legacy that is athletic training at the University of Kansas. And while we might be in Kansas City rather than Lawrence now, I really do, and the faculty believe that this is just a continuation of athletic training at the University of Kansas. And so really wanting to, continue the traditions and good work that has always been done, whether it was from the apprenticeship program to the KD accredited program to at the undergraduate level to now the master's degree program. And here you can see that we do fall within the Department of Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation Science and Athletic Training. And we petitioned the Board of Regents for Kansas in the spring, and in April, we officially changed our name to the Department of Physical Therapy, Rehabilitation Science, and Athletic Training. We work side by side with the physical therapy program, as well as the chairs of the other departments and the dean and associate deans. Next slide. So this is really what our program looks like. And I'm thrilled that everybody is on the call tonight. As program director, we also then welcomed last week our staff, Allison Mickle. And then we have Dr. Emerson, we've hired our director of clinical education, Dr. Seiler, and he will be joining us from Charleston, South Carolina, as the dean mentioned. Our medical director is Jean-Philippe Darche, and then the associated faculty are physical therapy faculty that also will be teaching in the athletic training program. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I wanted to start out, and I know we met Allison's kids, and we are very family friendly. And so Allison, if you just want to say just a quick bit about you and your week with our program.
So I just have Lily and then Micah, and I'm from Minnesota, but we've kind of bounced around a lot. Our family's used to athletic training, so it's kind of cool getting into that field. My husband's an athletic trainer, so I know the spouse of an athletic trainer side of the whole field. But as you can see, we're just a little hectic at all times, and run around with that, but I absolutely love it. It's so cool seeing the program growing and watching the office go from boxes to actually an office. And I'm so excited to just meet and get to know everyone. And it is almost your birthday.
It's almost my birthday.
Yeah.
It's almost
Very
my
good.
birthday.
Yes, it's almost Lily's birthday, so that's exciting.
It is. All right, thank you. So when Allison started last week, she alluded to boxes, and the dean alluded to our office space. And we have a newly renovated space where all of our offices are together in Or Major. And if you're in the Kansas City area and want to stop by and see it, we would love to give you a tour. But when she started last Monday, we had boxes everywhere of desks and bookcases and chairs. And as of the end of last week, all of that has been put together, and we now resemble a fully functioning office. So, and we appreciate her doing that for us. Dawn, you want to introduce yourself and say something about you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Emerson. I'm excited to be part of the core faculty of this new program, having come from the Lawrence campus and history of teaching athletic training there, and excited to see this program grow and to be able to work with Dr. Taylor and Dr. Seiler, who I've known for a very long time. So I'm excited for this team that we've built, and for our students who are here, and for all of our preceptors and other people who are interested in. I have two kids. I have CJ, he's 18 months, and a daughter, Peyton, who's 4.5, and enjoying some grandparent time right now. So I'm only one kid right now, which is sort of nice. But I do heat and hydration research, and yeah, just really excited for everyone to be here and to talk a little bit about the program.
Great, thank you. Brian.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian. As the dean said, I'm moving up to the Midwest from Charleston. Yes, it's beautiful weather all the time, almost unbearable weather sometimes. So my family and I will get some seasons finally. So my wife and I will be moving the 4 kids and ourselves up. So we have our hands full all the time, from 2 years old to 12 years old. So I also, in addition to athletic training, I have a background in sports psychology as well as developmental foundations. So I'm really excited. Everybody has been so welcoming as I make this transition, and so helpful. So I'm really excited to work with Dr. Taylor and Dr. Emerson as we continue to grow the program and get everything situated. So I look forward to meeting all of you in the near future. I will be up there at the beginning of August.
Great, thank you. Next slide. So really the crux of, I think, everything is this, this new class. We're so excited that these 3 young ladies decided to take a chance on us, and I'm thrilled that the faculty took a chance on me. And so we have 2 that did their undergraduate work down the road in Lawrence at the University of Kansas. And then we have one that joined us from Idaho State University. And I've asked each of them to just say a couple facts about themselves and then something about the program. And so we're going to start with Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. So I guess 2 facts about me. University of Kansas was actually the only school that I went and looked at for my undergraduate. I didn't want to go to school in Iowa, and I'm really glad that I picked KU, because here I am 5 years later, now at the medical center. And I spent a lot of time in my undergraduate working with KU football and their athletic training staff. And I'm just excited to see where else I'll get to work thanks to the program.
Natalie.
Hello, y'all. Like it says there, I got my undergrad at Idaho State University. Sorry, I had a thought and then I lost it. I have not gotten used to the humidity here in Kansas, so we're getting used to that, but I still can't find that thought. Anyway, one fact about me is I did marching band for 10 years, and I come from a really small high school of 51 students, or 51 students in my class, and that's kind of where where I see myself practicing whenever I get certified in the future, is either at a really small school or with the performing arts. And I'm just really grateful to be in a program where I'm appreciated mentally and otherwise. I attended an athletic training program for a semester and a half in Idaho, and I just wasn't treated that well. So I'm just glad to be in a program that's really cares for me.
Thank you. We do care for each of you. Abigail.
Hi, you can call me Abby. I did my undergrad at KU. As it says, I'm originally from Oklahoma City, but I did live in Kansas City for a little bit. So that's kind of why I came back up from Oklahoma. And then I worked a little bit with volleyball, women's volleyball in undergrad during the spring, and that was great. I loved that. Something about the program, honestly, I've taken so many anatomy classes, undergrad, high school. I'm not sure any of them ever prepared me for an 8-week advanced anatomy class. It might be one of the most fast-paced classes I've ever taken. But honestly, it's kind of refreshing. So gives you a little jump start.
Wonderful, thank you. And we do appreciate them taking time out of their busy test schedule to be with us tonight. They finished one class this morning and have, I don't know, 5 or 6 exams still in the next 2 weeks. So we're thrilled to have them here, and love seeing how they're evolving as healthcare providers and just individuals. Next slide, please. All right, so just a little bit about the program. I want to leave time for questions, so I'm probably going to not spend a lot of time on each of these slides, but we are a Master of Science in Athletic Training. And the KD standards just say it has to be at the master's degree level. It doesn't say specifically what that degree needs to be. I put our mission on here so you can see that, we really are focused on that next generation of clinicians, scholars, and leaders. And we want them to be good team players, and we want them to think outside the box and make really good evidence-informed decisions. And so what isn't explicit in there is our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's part of the department mission statement, completely spelled out. And so as we follow into that, we didn't add a sentence on here about that, but that is something that we are very committed to. The program starts every year right after Memorial Day. And then since the undergraduate program, they closed the program, that means that we will be seeking KD accreditation. And so we are writing our self-study, and that will be due July 1, 2022. And we then anticipate a site visit or a peer review on campus, hopefully late fall 2022, so that we would then have our decision in the spring of 2023. So we're in the process of working through that. Next slide. And here's just a quick glance at kind of what the curriculum looks like. The red box at the top is all of the didactic and laboratory classes. The blue shaded boxes are those classes that we share with the physical therapy program. So there are 10 courses across the curriculum that either all or in part that we share with the physical therapy program. So for example, Abby mentioned the applied or the advanced topics in human anatomy course that's shared with physical therapy and nurse anesthesia. And then the applied anatomy, which the students finished today, is shared with the physical therapy program. And those 2 classes, we are in those in its entirety. There's some classes maybe like documentation or the eval and management one, which is pathophysiology, that there may be some sections that aren't as applicable to athletic training. And so the students will do something that's athletic training specific during those times. But we're thrilled that there's an opportunity to have that much overlap in our curriculums. The yellow box in the middle is a clinical reasoning track, and really emphasizing the idea of how do you get to your assessment, or what are the things that you're putting in place to kind of put all together the skills that we've learned. There also will be a capstone project that will be threaded throughout those clinical reasoning courses. And then the bottom blue box has our clinical education, and there's two different types of clinical education. The red boxes, the shaded red, are our integrated clinical education, and those are more of an umbrella course where it'll have your traditional athletic training sites, but also maybe some other exposures to other healthcare professionals or other sites. And then the yellow boxes are full-time clinical education, or what we're calling immersion. And if you go to the next slide, I'll let Dr. Seiler talk to you more about what that looks like.
Dr. Taylor was just talking. We have really two separate sections of the clinical education program for the students. The ICE courses, which are primarily in year one, there are 4 different ICE courses. So semesters 2, 3, 4, and 5. And really, these are going to be those traditional settings that we typically see our students in going into the profession, but with some other exposures as well. And then primarily in year 2, we'll have the clinical experience, or the immersive clinical experiences, where yes, you'll see an overlap between the ICE and the clinical immersion experiences in that second year, as one half of the semester is ICE and the other half is clinical immersion. But these are really set to have the students see the day-to-day activities of an athletic trainer. Really, the standards for KD indicate that we need to have at least one 4-week immersive experience for our students. And we have built into 3 different ones, incrementally increasing in length from 4 weeks to 8 weeks to 16 weeks. So this will really get them prepared to work and function as an athletic trainer. You can see on the slide some of our potential clinical sites. I am hitting the ground running as I make my way up to Kansas City, and looking forward to expanding the sites that you see on the side, including colleges, local universities, and secondary schools, as well as some of those non-traditional ones, hopefully at Kansas Speedway, possibly military sites, maybe the Kansas City Ballet. But I will be hitting the ground, like I said, running in the fall, looking for all of these sites for the students to get experiences in.
Thank you. If we go to the next slide, Dr. Emerson's going to take us through about the next 3 slides, I think.
Dr. Taylor mentioned that if you're around the medical center campus, then you are welcome to come visit us, and I'm going to tell you where to come to find us if you'd like to see us. So on the map here, you can see the red star, and the red star is Or Major. This is where our athletic training offices are, and if you want to go check out anatomy in the bookstore, it's in the same building. But Or Major is where our offices are. It's 3003, and we welcome anyone to stop by and see us. The blue star indicates the School of Nursing, and that's where a lot of our lecture classes are held. And then across the street to 39th, you'll see a black star in the Health Education Building, or HEB, and this is where a lot of other classrooms are located. So our students will take classes in the new Health Education Building, which is a very nice teaching facility that they just recently built, and then in the School of Nursing, where the next slide is going to show some pictures of that. And then again, our offices are in Or Major. So you're welcome to visit us. If you think that you might get lost, feel free to email us. We'll try to meet you and find you and bring you around. If you've been to the Med Center, you know that it can be a little bit overwhelming, but we're happy to welcome anyone who wants to stop by and see us and talk to us. Go to the next slide and see some pictures, I think. There we go. On the left-hand side, it's just examples of the classroom space in the Health Education Building. It's really, again, quite an impressive education teaching building. I taught in there for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it was really, really nice as a teacher, and hopefully as a student is an excellent room as well. The 2 pictures on the right-hand side show the classroom space for the PT program and the AT program. So this is a shared space for us, and really, again, an incredible system in terms of facilities, technology, making sure that students can see and have access, and again, just a nice, really teaching area for us to show skills and to assess and things like that. And then the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about the application process. Our application runs through ATCAS. So ATCAS is a platform that students can go to, or potential students can go to, and look for athletic training programs, and the application is run through that. It is open right now, so it opened up in March, and so anyone interested can apply now for our program. You can see our admissions requirements listed here for bachelor's degree, a minimum GPA, and then we also require 3 letters of recommendation. And then it's recommended for 40 hours of athletic training observation. That's not necessary, it's not required, but we definitely highly recommend that individuals come in with some type of experience in athletic training to make sure that they have a good idea of what the athletic training profession is about. On the left-hand side, you can see a list of prerequisites that we require for our program. Every program is a little bit different, though there are a lot of core foundational scientific knowledge classes that are required, but I do encourage people to definitely make sure that they check the prerequisites for programs that they're interested in. For us, we require human anatomy and physiology with a lab, unless it's combined human anatomy and physiology, and then there's a caveat to that. Biology, chemistry, physics, kinesiology or biomechanics course, exercise physiology, statistics, nutrition, psychology, and some type of personal community health or wellness classes. So those are our prerequisites for, again, our program. And again, interested individuals should apply through ATCAS, but you're also welcome to go to our website, where we also list everything here, admission requirements and all types of additional information about our program are on our website.
Thank you. So the other thing I would say is that of these, for the University of Kansas exercise science, all of them except the personal and community health and wellness are part of the major requirements, and the other one can be, the personal community health or wellness can be used as an elective, I believe. And so it really does fit well with that as an undergraduate degree. We are in the process of putting together prerequisite comparisons. So for, say, University of Kansas, this course number would meet the anatomy, physiology, or the nutrition course, and we're doing that. We started with University of Kansas, Washburn, Baker, Rockhurst, and UMKC, and as we have time, we'll expand that to some other areas, and so you'll start seeing those pop up on our social media feeds. You can go to the next slide. So I wanted to provide some ways that if you're interested, that we'd love to have you involved with our program, other than just coming and listening to us tonight and learning more about it and asking us questions. But also the next slide will have our social media, or I guess 2 slides. Well, yeah, you don't need to go there yet, but we'll have our social media information, and follow us on social media. Let us know if there's things you'd like to see on those social media sites, or things that we can do better with that. Tell prospective students about us, and send them our way. Brian will be continuing to look for preceptors, and so if that's something that you're interested in, don't hesitate to reach out to him. Also, on when we get to the last slide, it'll have all of our email addresses on that for you as well. If there's something that you want to provide a guest lecture for, if you have an area that you're just really interested in, and you want to talk to the students virtually or in person, we would love to have that. As far as preceptors, those can be here in the Kansas City or the Lawrence area, or if you're somewhere other than these areas, we can certainly work with that for some of the immersive opportunities as well. So if you're not local, there's still opportunities to be involved with the program in precepting and guest lectures. Our students are going to have assignments throughout the 2 years that they're here that we're going to want some feedback on. We're really working at having them put together a portfolio that has a current resume and cover letters, and maybe doing some mock interviews and things along the way. And so there are lots of ways to be involved with the students that way. Participate and attend events, things like this, or other activities that we have. We're looking at, what does an alumni weekend look like? And how can we partner with, a KU football game or something like that? What are some other opportunities? And so as you hear about those, we'd like you to participate. I always have to put in there that, we love the idea of supporting our program financially, and that can be as little as $5. I mean, it's not that it has to be a huge ask. If you've seen our social media stuff or gotten emails from the endowment office. You know that we did do a promotion for One Day One KU back in February, and thank everybody for their contributions to that. And then most recently, we did a field kit on a Launch KU site. And what it is it gave us an opportunity to provide the students a sling bag with several tools like goniometers and reflex hammer that they've already used extensively this summer, tape measures, as well as tape cutters and stethoscope, blood pressure cuff, CPR masks. There's a lot of things that will benefit them, not only in their classes and practicing their skills at home, but also when they go out to their clinical education opportunities. And so people that participated in that could leave a little message, and the students will be getting those messages soon. That's something that we're going to make an annual event that I think we're going to move to March and tie it in with National Athletic Training Month. But that's a little something that really makes a big difference in the lives of our students. And then give us feedback. What do you want to see? What do you think we could be doing different? How can we better engage the alumni and our program stakeholders? This is new. While athletic training is not new, being at the medical center and moving to the master's degree is. And so, what are the things that you would like to see as an alumni to feel a part of what we're doing? That's something that we really feel strongly about, and that's from the time I interviewed for this position, something I've talked about. I'm really continuing that legacy and making it a cohesive transition. And so we're thrilled to be at the medical center. We have amazing support from the department level, the dean, obviously, as you've heard tonight, to the executive vice chancellor and Dr. Samari. And so we're really thankful. People recognize that we bring a lot to the medical center, and so they're asking us to participate in committees and events, and they're recognizing that what we do is important to the grand scheme of the mission of the medical center. And so that's wonderful. Equally held a viable and great place when they were as an undergraduate program on the Lawrence campus. But it's nice with the transition, you're never quite sure what's going to evolve, and that we've been welcomed and encouraged and supported. So we want to know how to be better. All right, so last two slides. The next one is questions. And what do you have for us? What can we answer? You want to hear more from the students? How can we use the next 12 minutes or so?
I do have a question for the students. What are you guys most excited about considering the transition to the KUMC Kansas City campus?
I think I'm most just about the program in general, rather than moving from the Lawrence campus to the Kansas City campus. Just kind of diving into the clinical experience is going to be my favorite part, I think. Just getting started with it. So
yeah, I'd have to agree with Abby. It's nice to just finally be able to learn about athletic training and like how to be a good athletic trainer after 4 years of just the exercise science degree, when I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was athletic training.
I think I'm most excited about being at like a medical school or a medical campus, just because like the experience you can get and the knowledge and the learning you can get from a medical campus as compared to like normal campus.
I do want to add on to that, since we do have a lot of classes that are integrated with PT students and nurse and anesthesiologists. You can really kind of get some ideas and kind of collaborate with them, which is really exciting, which you wouldn't be able to do in undergrad. So
I think Abby touches on a nice thing that we didn't really mention before, is that there's a lot of opportunity for interprofessional education, and we're currently working on what does that continuum of interprofessional education look like across our program. And so in addition to the shared courses, there's a lot of opportunity for simulation and standardized patients, as well as collaboration with the School of Nursing, School of Medicine, and the other programs within the School of Health Professions. So we're excited about that. Something else is that, and I know there's some people from the KU Lawrence and Edwards campuses, is that if there's classes that we can come speak to and talk about the program or talk about athletic training, we would love that opportunity. And so if that's something that would be of interest, or if there's student groups on a campus, those are things that we welcome, getting to talk about the program and going in more depth about prerequisites or the admissions process or each of those things. We kind of touched on a lot of things tonight, but to give you kind of that 30,000-foot overview, but I'm happy to spend more time on any of the topics or other topics if those are opportunities that present.
Yeah, Leslie, as I'm working on my syllabi for the fall semester right now, I'm trying to get through summer classes, teaching those, but yeah, I'll try to identify some dates and shoot you an email for maybe when you could talk to one of my my fall classes.
That'd be great, Jordan. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I think those are important things, and I want people to know that we still have a really good relationship and collaboration with KU Lawrence, and so whether it's the athletic department, we all spent about 2 hours over at the football stadium in Lawrence today. Dawn was doing a heat in service for athletic training staff over there. We're helping out and even adjuncting some of the care and prevention course, and really keeping and maintaining that connection and that relationship. So it's not like we just completely kept ties with KU Lawrence and the Edwards campus. We really still are very much integrated and collaborative and working together. And so those are important things to all of us, I think, in maintaining those relationships.
Right.
So I saw that Yukiko put in the comments about student enrollment. So as you know, we have 3 students this summer, and our maximum enrollment at full capacity would be 25. And so, based on opportunities and faculty bandwidth and class sizes and those kinds of things at this point in time. So, wanting to make sure that we grow appropriately and that we don't, get too big too fast. And understanding that we're not accredited yet. I'm confident, and I was president of the KD, the accrediting body, and I've served as a peer reviewer and site visitor for years, and so kind of know what to do. But it's still a process that we have to go through, and so until we get that official certificate that says, or email that says we're accredited, I'm asking people to take a chance on me and to take a chance on our program. And we have 3 this year. I'm hoping that for the class that we bring in next year, that we have 10 to 15 and then grow from there. And so I'm cautiously optimistic that we can achieve those numbers, and but it takes all of you as well to get the word out of what we're doing and to help us with that recruitment piece. Other questions? I will tell you that Alex Lopez is on the call or on the video, and he is in the School of Health Profession Dean's office, and he's works with student recruitment for the whole school. And he's organized a day, I think was end of next week, 2 weeks now. And so everybody in the School of Health Professions will be speaking to advisors on the KU Lawrence and Edwards campus. Alex, do you want to talk a little bit about that since you're here? I'm going to put you on the spot. I didn't preface you on this.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I think, can you guys see me?
We can see you and hear you.
Okay, great. So hello, everyone. So my name is Alex Lopez. I'm the Outreach and Recruitment Specialist for the School of Health Professions. And Dr. Taylor mentioned is one of the responsibilities that I have is to recruit for all the programs. So one of the events that the very first event that I have on my calendar is School of Health Professions Review Day, which will take place on August the 3rd. And basically what we're doing is that we are, what will be the right word? Showcasing all of our programs to academic advisors and recruiters at the Lawrence campus and Edwards campus. So we have invited quite a few different staff in different offices outside of the School of Health Professions to learn about all of our programs. And one of the programs that we're going to highlight on that day would be the Master of Science in Athletic Training. So I think that we're super excited, and I received pretty good feedback from the participants, and indicated that that was something that they're looking forward to it. Any opportunity that they have for professional development, to be able to be more knowledgeable and be able to get to meet and ask questions to the coordinators of our program. So that will be happening here in the next few days, and other events that will be happening also between early August to mid-September through the in the Lawrence campus with the admissions office and first year experience. So we are trying to expose our programs, particularly our new programs like our Master of Science in Athletic Training.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions pop up to somebody? All right, well, one of the things I haven't talked about yet, I did mention that we were wanting to continue traditions that had been started with the undergraduate program, and then start some new traditions. And so just so you know, things like the challenge coin at graduation is something that we will continue to do for graduates, as well as awarding the Bott Scholarship in honor of Lynn Bott, and the Lewenstra Fund award, which was in memory of Brian Lewenstra. And Brian and I were actually students at KU in the athletic training apprenticeship program at the same time. And so we're really honored to be able to continue to do those things. And one of the new things that we'll be doing is in the fall, the physical therapy program has what's called the Jesse Ball lecture series. And so, and then they do a pinning ceremony where students get a lapel pin. And so we have opted to join them in that endeavor. And so the students will get a lapel pin that has KU and athletic training across the top, and be a part of that ceremony. And then that lecture, that's usually the Thursday night before Alumni Weekend, and I think it will be virtual this year. So that's something that we certainly would send out a link to that lecture series. And we're hoping to actually have an athletic trainer be the keynote speaker for that. I've reached out to some connections that I have, and are excited about what that might be. We also are looking at still doing the awards banquet or awards opportunity at the end of the school year prior to graduation, to include our preceptors and alumni and those types of things. So if there are other traditions that really meant a lot that we need to consider, it's not that we haven't we've ruled things out. I'm still, you start in the middle of a pandemic, I'm still wrapping my head around what all the opportunities and things are. So would love to hear from you. Would you go to the last slide for me, please? And so here's just our contact information, and we do want to hear from you, whether it's having you stop by and see the campus and our facilities, or sending us an email or picking up the phone, following us on social media, sharing things that we post. We'd love to hear from you and to be actively engaged with what's going on in your life. And so thank you guys very much for taking the time tonight, and I'll turn it back over to Michaela.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. That was awesome. It was so great to be able to meet everyone on this call tonight. And I just really appreciate everyone who was able to attend and learn more about the athletics training program and their new success at KU Medical Center. I'm very excited to see where you guys take it. I have a lot of faith in you and can see your determination and drive to make this program awesome. So it's really neat. But I just want to say thank you for attending, and we'll upload this to YouTube probably later tomorrow. So if you know anyone who missed it, who might be interested, we can certainly share this link with you moving forward. But I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.